Money. Everyone thinks they understand it. Almost no one understands why they keep losing it. Every month starts the same. Salary comes in. For a moment, everything feels under control. You'll save this time, you'll be better this time. And then, life happens. Small expenses, small decisions, nothing that feels wrong in the moment. Until 3 weeks later, you're checking your balance again, wondering where it all went. And somehow, it keeps happening. So you tell yourself the same story. I need more discipline. But what if that's a lie? What if the problem was never discipline to begin with? Because no one tells you this. You're not fighting your habits. You're fighting your brain. Welcome to Wealth Reframed, where we don't just teach you about money, we change how your brain sees it. Because when the thinking changes, the money takes care of itself. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you the real reason you cannot save money. It is backed by science. And I'm going to give you 3 things you can do today that will actually change the pattern. Let me paint a picture you might recognize. Salary hits your account. For about 48 hours, you feel rich. You pay a few bills, maybe treat yourself. You worked hard, you deserve it. And then somehow, 3 weeks later, you're counting down to payday again. Sound familiar? Studies show that nearly 63% of people in developed countries live paycheck to paycheck, and a huge portion of them earn what most people would consider a decent income. This isn't a poverty problem. This is a psychology problem. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain. Every time you spend money on something enjoyable like food, a new outfit, a subscription, your brain releases dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical. It's the same system behind gambling, social media scrolling, and sugar cravings. And this is why you keep repeating the same cycle even when you know better. In fact, saving activates the same part of the brain as physical pain. Neuroscience research shows that parting with money, even to save it for your future self, feels like loss in the present moment. So you're not lazy. You're not weak-willed. You're up against hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary programming that never anticipated a world with instant delivery, one-click checkout, and algorithms designed by billion-dollar companies to make you spend. And yet we keep telling ourselves the answer is just to try harder. You're trying to beat a system with willpower, and willpower loses every time. So if discipline isn't the answer, what is? The answer is design. Specifically designing your environment so that saving becomes the path of least resistance, not the heroic act of willpower. Think about brushing your teeth. You do not rely on motivation to do it every morning, you just do it, because the toothbrush is right there. The routine is already set, and it would feel strange not to. That behavior does not require a decision anymore. It has been designed into your day. Saving needs to work the same way. Now, before we go further, you need to see how this actually works. Your brain runs on patterns. Every time you spend impulsively, that pattern gets stronger. After a while, it stops feeling like a choice. It just feels automatic. That's what you're trying to fight. Rewiring isn't about stopping the old pattern. It's about making a better one easier to follow. And that's exactly what these 3 rewires do. Let me walk you through them. Rewire 1. The future self gap. Here's where it gets strange. Researchers ran an experiment. They asked people to think about themselves, then a complete stranger, and then their future self, who they would be in 20 or 30 years. The brain responded exactly the same way as when thinking about a stranger, not about themselves. This was published in the Journal of Marketing Research. The lead researcher was Hal Hirschfield at UCLA, and his finding was clear, which means something important. Your brain doesn't see your future self as you. It sees them as someone else. And that explains everything. Why would you sacrifice today for someone you do not even identify with? Here is the fix. Pick up your phone after this video and search for an age progression app. FaceApp does this for free. Age yourself to 65. Look at that photo for 30 seconds. That person with the gray hair and the lines on their face. That is who you are saving for. Suddenly they do not feel like a stranger anymore. They feel like someone you actually care about. Studies show this single exercise measurably increases how much people save. You do not need more motivation. You just need to make your future self feel real. Rewire 2. The Money Buckets Trap. Nobel Prize-winning economist Richard Thaler discovered something that changed how we understand money. Your brain doesn't see all money as equal. It puts it into different buckets in your mind. Your monthly salary feels serious and real, but a tax refund? That feels like found money, and people spend it almost immediately. Same money, but completely different psychology. This is called mental accounting, and once you understand it, you can use it in your favor. Here is the rewire. Open a separate savings account and give it a name that means something to you. Not savings account 2, but something like retire at 45 fund, or never ask anyone for money account, or my family's safety net. When money has a name and a story attached to it, your brain puts it in a different bucket. One it is far less willing to raid for takeaway food or a sale. The money is the same, but the psychology is completely different. Rewire 3. The default effect. Here's the core problem with trying to save manually every month. Every month you are asking present you to make a sacrifice for future you. But present you is tired. Present you is hungry. Present you wants to order food and add things to the cart and book that trip. Economists call this present bias. There's a reason for this. Your brain is wired to care more about now than later. Right now always feels more real, more urgent, more important, and that's why willpower keeps losing. Now here is something remarkable. A company gave 2 groups of employees the exact same retirement savings benefit. Group 1 had to actively sign up for it. Group 2 were automatically enrolled. They could opt out if they wanted, but they were in by default. Group 1, 40% signed up. Group 2, over 90% stayed enrolled. Same people. Same money. Same benefit. The only thing that changed was the default. The default is the most powerful financial tool you have. So set up one automatic transfer today that moves money into savings the same day your salary arrives. Before you even see it. You're not relying on willpower anymore. You're making one decision once that runs itself every single month. Become your own default designer. So let's bring this back. You can't save money because your brain is running ancient software in a world designed to exploit it. Discipline won't fix a design problem, but you can fix the design. Do this 3 rewires right now. 1. Open Face app. Age yourself to 65. Look at that person. Save for them. 2. Rename your savings account something that actually means something to you. Give it a story. 3. Set up one automatic transfer. Today, same day your salary arrives, before you see it. None of this requires discipline. All of it requires one decision made once. If this way of thinking about money is new for you, that's exactly what this channel is about. We don't give stock tips. We don't tell you which crypto to buy. We go deeper than that. We fix the thinking. Because when the thinking changes, everything changes. If that resonates, subscribe and hit the bell. And share this with one person who needs to hear that it is not their fault. Because it really isn't. Next week on Wealth Reframed, we will be talking about the 7 money habits that build real wealth. Whether you're 22 and just starting out, or 35 and feel like you're already behind, these are the habits that separate people who struggle financially from people who don't. Those habits will not be the obvious ones which you've already heard 100 times. But those will be the psychological ones, the identity level ones, the ones nobody taught you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it when it drops next week.